Welcome back to the WHHI-TV Daily News. Rachael Mitchell is here, and she's with the American Heart Association. She is the Development Director. Thank you for being here today.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
So October is Sudden Cardiac Arrest Awareness Month, and there's some pretty staggering numbers around that and why we need to have an awareness month. So talk to us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so in the United States alone, more than 350,000 people experience an out-of-hospital cardiac arrest every single year. But with the use of CPR and AEDs, we can both double or triple someone's chance of surviving that cardiac arrest. Think about that. If you're in that situation, right, where you're being called to do CPR, it's most likely going to be someone that you know or love. And so being prepared to be that help until medical personnel arrive is so critical.
Absolutely. And like I said before, that's just a huge number. And of course, you're right. Obviously you might be with somebody who you love and care about. In fact, you have a very personal story reflecting that exact thing. So, share that with us if you don't mind.
Yes. Yeah, of course. So almost 2 years ago now, December 2023, I had just started my journey at American Heart Association. And part of the onboarding is relearning or learning for the first time for some folks, hands-only CPR. And I remember the instructor talking about how important it was to really make sure you understood and felt comfortable with the steps to take. Because often, again, if you're being called to do this, it's going to be someone that you know or love. Just 2 weeks later, I was actually home for winter break. And on December 22nd, I went to bed a little early and my dad went for a walk to get his 10,000 steps each day. Came back and my brother noticed something was just a little off. He remembers asking my dad a question and not getting a response, and then noticing my dad was not breathing. So immediately my brother came and got me and again noticed no breath was happening. So I instructed my brother, call 911. I got my dad on the ground on that hard flat surface and immediately began chest compressions. Dispatch actually counted me through also as I was doing chest compressions to keep me on beat, which was super helpful. I ended up doing those compressions for 8 to 10 minutes before EMS was able to arrive, where they were able to set up the AED and a Lucas chest compression device. From there, they were able to get that heartbeat back for my dad and transported him to a local hospital. We found out the next day that he actually had suffered that cardiac arrest due to a 99% blockage in what they call the widowmaker artery. And we are now almost 2 years out from that. My dad is doing amazing. We obviously are doing checkups all the time, which is great. And he is back to running 3 miles several times a day and still getting his 10,000 steps. But so grateful for American Heart Association that that's part of our onboarding and that the instructor mentioned, right? Make sure you feel comfortable with those steps. So I knew what to do in that situation.
That is amazing. Great for your dad, great for you. Love to hear happy endings and success stories. So in our last about a minute and a half left, talk to us about how we can get comfortable with those steps. I know it's 911, get somebody to call 911 and then start the CPR, but how do we get comfortable with the hands-only CPR?
100%, right? Like you mentioned, 2 steps to remember. Call 911, get those medical professionals activated, get them on the way, and then begin immediately those chest compressions. Push hard and fast in the center of the chest. You want to stay between 100 to 120 beats per minute. The American Heart Association actually has a playlist online with all of those BPMs are a part of that playlist. So as you're practicing, you can even sing along to some of those favorite songs that you know. You can always go to heart.org to learn more. And since it's October, Cardiac Awareness Month, right? Take the time. There's a 90-second video about hands-only CPR. So that way you're prepared in that medical emergency. And again, if this is something that you're being called to do, it's most likely going to be someone that you know. So you want to be prepared and know those steps to take.
Well, and 90 seconds. How
90
easy
seconds.
is it? We all have 90 seconds to do that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And then maybe next time you're here, we can talk about AEDs and how to use those, because that's also a critical step as well. So, that's something that may or may not be available to you, but they're kind of around in public places now too. So
100%. Yes, we would love that.
Okay. Well, Rachael, thank you so much for being here today. Again, congratulations on your success story with your dad. That's fantastic. And thank you for sharing this important information with us.
Yes, of course.
And we'll be back in just a moment, so stay with us.